Right now, a special investigative report that every parent and taxpayer should see.
KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan has learned that Pittsburgh School Superintendent Anthony Hamlet has spent millions of dollars of district funds on dozens of high-tech educational tools of questionable worth.
And teachers and staff say the no-bid contracts are hurting students rather than helping. Here's Andy's report you will see only on KDKA.
It's called EdTech. Educational technology, digital curriculum platforms, and student assessment tools designed to turn traditional classrooms into high-tech learning environments. Across the country, school districts, including Pittsburgh Public, are buying, even though critics say EdTech isn't making any measurable impact on student achievement.
These EdTech companies are selling their product to districts as a sort of magic bullet. And when you look at the results, you're not getting a whole lot of bang for your buck.
A KDKA investigation has found that under Superintendent Anthony Hamlet, the Pittsburgh Public Schools have been on a technological buying spree that, in addition to costing millions of dollars, appears to have hurt rather than helped student performance. We found that in the past 3 years, the district has entered into more than 50 new high-priced contracts with EdTech companies at a cost of more than $14 million. Though with associated costs and automatic renewals, the number could be much higher. We also found no evidence that these contracts were bid out competitively. Instead, many have gone to vendors that Hamlet or his top administrators have used in the past, or to friends, like Barrington Irving of the Flying Classroom, with whom they traveled to Cuba. And most importantly, instead of improving educational outcomes, a dozen teachers and staff who spoke to KDKA on the condition of anonymity say all this buying has hurt their ability to educate kids and complain they're getting snowed under by the sheer number of tech tools. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Our investigation found prior to Hamlet's arrival, Pittsburgh Public School teachers had 2 computer assessment tools to measure student progress. Now they have 6. In interviews, teachers say the programs are pretty much the same and go largely unused.
Teachers don't need another assessment system on their plate. Their plate is full of assessments. And so if you're asking them to do one more assessment, it's just one more data point, one more piece that's added to their already very full plate.
Teachers and staff say they're shut out of the contract selection process, or when they can weigh in, they're overridden, in one case to disastrous effect. A teacher advisory committee recommended against using a reading tool called ReadyGen, but Hamlet and the district purchased it anyway from Pearson Education for $4.4 million. Teachers say the program lacks a foundation in phonics and is failing to improve reading scores in some of the all-African-American schools where more than 80% of the students aren't reading proficiently.
We have a lot of kids in the public schools who can't read. And instead of addressing that problem, we're worried about making sure that favored contractors get the right contract. That's really not the way to run a school district.
As we've reported in the past, the superintendent takes frequent trips out of the state to attend various conferences where he engages with vendors. In October, he appeared at this conference in Chicago, sponsored by Rethink Ed. And just last month, the Pittsburgh School Board approved a $135,000 contract with the company, which immediately issued a press release in which Hamlet praised the program.
When you look at what's going on, it doesn't take much to understand that contracts are being awarded to companies and individuals who have a relationship with the superintendent.
Most of these contracts have been approved by the board without objection until this January. After showing this slick video supplied by the vendor, the administration asked for the approval of a $5.8 million EdTech curriculum contract with Discovery Education, whose products were used extensively in Hamlet's old school district of Palm Beach County, Florida. Board members Salah Uddin and Veronica Edwards finally raised objections.
We had requested further information, for example, where the program was working, what model we were modeling after, where do we go to see the benefits of it before we pay the money.
Still, the board did approve a $934,000 pilot program with Discovery. Now, I requested an interview with the superintendent or one of his top administrators to discuss these contracts, but my request was turned down. The district asked me to send them my findings and they would provide me a written response, but yesterday they told me they wouldn't comment at all. Now, Controller Lamb has referred my findings to State Auditor General Eugene DePasquale, who's agreed to talk to me tomorrow about his concerns of all this money going to these no-bid, no-process contracts.
You've opened a box that has a lot of questions that are unanswered in this. I want to go back though to one of the points of your story tonight. The repetition of there are now 6 of these assessment tools.
Well, that's right. I mean, this has just been a buying spree. There's been little justification for all this stuff. And the teachers are telling me, you know, off the record and with their anonymity, that they're just inundated with these tools and they don't know what to do with it. And it's actually distracting them from their primary job of educating kids.
The other prime question is, you say that a lot of these are no-bid contracts. Where is the board in this?
Well, the board may have been asleep at the switch, frankly, over the last couple of years. They did get their back up a little bit in January when this Discovery education contract came down for, you know, sight unseen, $5.8 million, right? $5.8 million, and they started to ask questions, but then they did approve a pilot program for about $1 million. So a lot of this stuff is untested. There's not any evidence of student performance being improved, and yet we're shelling out all this money with very little process.
And you will tell us what the Auditor General.
I'm speaking with Gene tomorrow, and you know, presumably he will come in and do an audit.
All right, Andy, thank you.
Thanks, Andy.